You ever feel like you're just going through the motions at the gym? Hitting the same old machines, doing the same routine, and maybe, just maybe, not really seeing the results you want? Yeah, it's a super common feeling, that sense of being stuck. Well, what if I told you that the very foundation of most modern workouts might be leading you down completely the wrong path? Okay, let's dive into this. Whoa, okay. That's a pretty bold statement from fitness expert Stephen Holt, right? But honestly, it perfectly sets the stage for what we're about to unpack. We're going to challenge some of the most common beliefs about exercise and introduce a system that's designed to work with your body, not against it. So let's start with the big one. Is the way you're training actually wrong for your goals? To get to the bottom of that, we kind of have to look at where most of our workout routines really come from in the first place. And this quote right here, it gets right to the heart of the problem. For the last, 40 years or so, gyms have been filled with machines, and our routines have been massively influenced by bodybuilding. Now, bodybuilding is a sport with a very specific aesthetic goal: make certain superficial muscles as big as humanly possible. But is that what most of us are actually trying to do? And here it is. This is the huge disconnect. On one side, you've got bodybuilding, which is all about size. And on the other, you have the average person hitting the gym who, as Holt points out, usually says something like, I don't want to get bulky. Most of us want to be efficient, burn more calories, and just feel strong and capable. So if the goals are totally different, why are we still using the same methods? The thing is, this old school approach has some pretty serious drawbacks. When you're so focused on isolating a few showy muscles, you end up neglecting hundreds of others that are absolutely vital for stability and keeping you pain-free. Machines often lock you into these rigid, straight lines, even though your body is designed to move in spirals and diagonals. This can create imbalances, waste a ton of your time, and let's be real, it can get really, really boring. Okay, so we've laid out the problem. Now let's get into the solution. And this is where the philosophy behind it all really starts to click. This is the big aha moment. Just take a second and look at that number, over 600 muscles. When you see it like that, doesn't it seem a little misguided to spend an entire hour trying to work just a dozen of them on separate machines? Your body is this incredible integrated system. It's built for teamwork, not for isolation. And here's the other half of that aha moment. Our bodies don't just move forward and backward. We move side to side, we twist, we rotate. We live and play in 3 dimensions. So why on earth would we spend all our gym time training in just one? Let me break these down really quick. The sagittal plane is all that forward and back stuff. Think bicep curls, leg extensions, most of the machine presses you see. The frontal plane is side to side. And the transverse plane? That's all about rotation. Now here's the kicker. Most traditional gym routines live almost entirely in that first one, the sagittal plane, and they pretty much ignore the other 2. And this right here, this is the key takeaway. It's a complete shift in perspective. Instead of thinking, okay, what muscle am I working? You start thinking, what movement am I training? When you train movement patterns that use all 3 dimensions, the muscles just take care of themselves, all of them, working together, just like they're supposed to. Okay, so with that big idea in mind, let's get into the practical solution. This is the 3-4-5 system. And it's a super simple framework for building a much smarter, way more effective workout. The whole system is built on these 3 pillars. It's easy to remember. We start with the 3, which are those 3 planes of motion we just covered. Then we're going to look at the 4 major muscle systems that work together. And finally, we'll cover the 5 fundamental movement patterns that every good workout should have. So we've done the 3. Let's dig into those 4 systems. So this is the 4 in the system, and it's a real game changer. Instead of thinking about individual muscles like your pecs or your quads, this system groups muscles that actually work together in these long chains. For instance, the posterior oblique system connects your lats, which is the biggest muscle in your upper body, directly to your glutes, the biggest in your lower body. Training these systems together is how you burn a ton of calories and build real, functional strength. And finally, we have the 5. These are the 5 basic ways the human body is designed to move. A really solid workout is going to have some kind of pushing, some pulling, some rotation, something where you balance on one leg, which, by the way, we do constantly when we walk, and moving our center of gravity, like in a squat or a lunge. It's really that simple. Okay, so we've covered the theory. We've got the 3 planes, the 4 systems, and the 5 patterns. Now for the really fun part. Let's put it all into practice with a clear, actionable plan you can use. And you don't have to memorize a bunch of anatomy terms to do this. Just follow these 3 simple rules. First, stand up. Holt says sitting down to work your legs is inefficient and illogical. He's right. Standing exercises burn way more calories and light up your core. Second, use one arm or one leg at a time. This forces all those stabilizer muscles to kick in. And third, remember the X. That's how you train those oblique systems, connecting your opposite shoulder to your opposite hip. So what does this look like in a real world? It's actually incredibly efficient. You've got a plank and bridge for your core, the reverse wood chop hits rotation hard, a one-arm cable row covers your pull, a one-arm press is your push, a deadlift is a massive center of gravity movement, and a side lunge hits your one-legged stance, and that's side-to-side frontal plane. Look at that. You've hit everything in just a handful of exercises. So at the end of the day, why does all this matter for you? It's simple. Training this way burns more calories, period. Because you're using hundreds of muscles at once. It's way more time effective, it's a brand new stimulus for your body, which is perfect for breaking through plateaus. And honestly, it's just more fun and engaging. But most importantly, you're building a strong, resilient body that's ready for the real world. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you walk into the gym, just ask yourself this one simple question. Are you just going down a checklist of body parts, or are you actually training your body to move better, stronger, and more efficiently as one complete, amazing system? The answer to that question, well, it might just change everything for you.